Cardi B just got engaged to Stefon Diggs, and Offset is losing his mind. We're not talking about a simple jealous ex situation. We're talking about him allegedly refusing to sign divorce papers so she can't legally marry Stefon, harassing her behind the scenes to the point where she fears for her safety. And now Cardi has had enough. She's threatening to expose everything. And by everything, we mean receipts about Offset having threesomes with Quavo. Yes, you heard that right. Cardi is ready to reveal that Offset and Quavo allegedly used to share women together, including Saweetie. And this tea isn't just messy, it's the reason Migos broke up in the first place. Offset thought he could keep playing games, but Cardi just warned him that one upload could end his entire reputation. Let's break down how we got here and why this is about to get absolutely chaotic. Let's start with what set all of this off. Cardi B recently announced the birth of her first child with NFL player Stefon Diggs. It should have been a happy moment, a fresh start, a new chapter in her life, but fans immediately noticed something that sent the internet into overdrive. Cardi was wearing a ring, not just any ring, but a diamond ring on her left ring finger, the engagement finger. And it wasn't subtle either. This was a statement piece, the kind of ring that screams someone put a ring on it and wants the world to know. Naturally, the rumor mill went crazy. Everyone started speculating that Cardi and Stefon were engaged and planning to get married. The timeline made sense. She's moved on from Offset, had a baby with Stefon, and now she's ready to make it official. But when TMZ reached out to Cardi's team for confirmation, they denied it. They said it wasn't an engagement ring and people were reading too much into it. But here's the thing. Nobody is buying that explanation. Because if there's one thing we know about Cardi B, it's that she's excellent at keeping major news private until she's ready to announce it on her own terms. Remember when she and Offset got married? They kept that secret for months. We didn't even get wedding photos for an entire year. And her relationship with Stefon has been kept extremely private from the beginning. In fact, the only reason the public found out about them in the first place is because Offset got in his feelings and leaked the information to DJ Academics, who everyone knows has some kind of ongoing beef with Cardi. So Cardi's team denying the engagement doesn't mean it's not true. It probably just means she's not ready to officially announce it yet. But that ring on that finger tells a different story. Now, let's talk about Offset, because his reaction to all of this has been absolutely unhinged. According to multiple sources and insiders, Offset is not taking the news well, and that's putting it mildly. Reports are saying that he's allegedly threatening not to sign the divorce papers. Why? Because if he doesn't sign, Cardi can't legally marry Stefon. They're still technically married, which means any marriage between Cardi and Stefon wouldn't be valid until the divorce is finalized. And Offset knows this. He's using the legal system as a weapon to punish Cardi for moving on. But it gets even messier. Under Georgia law, where Cardi and Offset got married, there's a legal loophole that Offset is reportedly trying to exploit. Because they're still legally married, Offset could potentially claim Stefon's baby as his own child in the eyes of the law. Yes, you read that correctly. Even though everyone knows Stefon is the biological father, Georgia law presumes that a child born during a marriage belongs to the husband. It's an outdated law that doesn't account for modern situations like this, but it's still on the books, and Offset knows it. In fact, he made a weird tweet about this shortly after Cardi announced the baby's birth. He posted something implying that the baby was legally his because he and Cardi are still married. The tweet was vague enough that he could deny it later, but the implication was clear. He was threatening to use this legal loophole to cause problems for Cardi and Stefon. Of course, he got dragged and clowned so badly for that tweet that he deleted it and claimed it was fake. But the damage was done. Everyone saw what he was trying to do, and it was petty on a whole different level. But apparently, that's not the only way Offset has been making Cardi's life difficult. According to Cardi herself, this harassment has been going on for over a year. She finally spoke out about it on social media, writing that people think it's funny, but it's not. She said she's been harassed and threatened to the point where she feels like her life is in danger. She made it clear that it's all fun and games until it's too late, and she's tired of people not taking the situation seriously. Then Cardi dropped a hint that sent everyone into a frenzy. She said that people will do anything for attention, but it could get real nasty with just one upload. Translation? She has receipts. Damaging receipts. The kind of receipts that could humiliate Offset and destroy whatever image he's trying to maintain. And she's warning him to leave her alone before she decides to hit that upload button. This isn't the first time Cardi has called out Offset's behavior publicly. She's mentioned before that he does things specifically to get under her skin. And then when she reacts and calls him out on social media, he turns around and calls her crazy. It's a classic manipulation tactic. Provoke someone until they respond, then act like they're the unstable one for reacting. But Cardi sees through it, and she's done playing that game. She also revealed that all of Offset's shenanigans have been causing her severe anxiety, especially when she was pregnant. She said sometimes she sleeps and wonders if this situation is even normal, because the way he's been moving is beyond what anyone should have to deal with. The fact that he's been doing this while she was pregnant with another man's child shows how little he cares about her well-being. This isn't about love or wanting her back. This is about control and punishment. Which brings us to the nuclear option, the receipts that Cardi is threatening to release. According to sources close to the situation, Cardi is ready to expose Offset for having threesomes with Quavo. Yes, Quavo from Migos, his group member, his supposed cousin. And before anyone screams that this is some kind of incest situation, let's clarify something important. Offset and Quavo are not actually blood related. They've always referred to each other as cousins, but it's that hood family thing where you grow up with people and just call them your cousin, even though there's no biological connection. Last year, Offset clarified this in an interview. He explained that he was classmates with Quavo, and they started hanging out when Offset was in 6th grade. Quavo is actually Takeoff's uncle, but they're only 3 years apart in age, so the three of them grew up together, became like family, and formed Migos. But Offset and Quavo don't share any blood relation, so the threesome situation, while messy and weird, isn't technically incest. It's just extremely complicated and the kind of thing that ruins friendships and breaks up groups. According to Cardi's alleged receipts, Offset and Quavo used to participate in threesomes with women together, and one of those women was reportedly Saweetie, who was dating Quavo at the time. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When Offset got exposed last year for messing around with his side chick Saweetie, a video surfaced showing Quavo and Saweetie having a moment together. At the time, people thought it was just messy drama between exes. But now, with this new information, it looks like there was a much deeper and more complicated dynamic going on. Rumor has it that this whole situation is actually what caused Migos to break up. For the longest time, everyone speculated about why the group fell apart. Some people thought it was about Offset wanting to leave their label Quality Control. Others assumed it was about money disputes. But Offset, Quavo, and Takeoff all stayed relatively quiet about the real reason. Most people assumed it was Offset versus Quavo and Takeoff, but the actual tension was specifically between Offset and Quavo. Takeoff just got caught in the middle of it. You could see the evidence on social media. Offset and Cardi unfollowed Quavo, and he unfollowed them right back. But Takeoff kept following both Offset and Cardi, which showed he wasn't really involved in whatever beef was happening. In interviews that Quavo and Takeoff did before Takeoff tragically passed away, they confirmed that the real issue was between Quavo and Offset, and Takeoff was just standing by his uncle out of loyalty. Quavo explained in one interview that it wasn't about the label or paperwork or money. It was about loyalty between the three of them. He said sometimes that loyalty isn't displayed the way it should be, and this was about the three brothers, not business. Takeoff, in a separate interview, said they'll always be family, and nothing will change that. You could tell Takeoff was trying to stay neutral and didn't want to completely cut off Offset, but he was standing with Quavo because that's his blood uncle. So, what was this loyalty issue really about? According to sources, the problem started when Quavo allegedly found out that Offset and Saweetie had been hooking up behind his back without his permission. Now, that last part is important. Without his permission. Because apparently, Offset and Quavo had some kind of understanding when it came to sharing women. There was allegedly an open, freaky situation involving the three of them, Offset, Quavo, and Saweetie, when she and Quavo were together. But the key was that it was supposed to be consensual, and everyone had to be aware and okay with what was happening. This actually explains a line in Quavo's song Messy that had people confused for a long time. He raps, "You effed my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should have said it. We would have blessed it." People wondered what he meant by Saweetie wanting the gang and how they would have blessed it. But now it makes sense. Quavo is saying that if Saweetie wanted to be with both of them, that could have been arranged. They would have been okay with it. But going behind his back and doing it without permission broke the code. That's a wild dynamic to wrap your head around, but it tracks with everything else we know about the situation. And now, Cardi is threatening to expose all of this publicly. She's tired of Offset harassing her, threatening her, and trying to sabotage her new relationship. So she's ready to let the world know exactly what kind of person he is and what kind of activities he was involved in. And honestly, can you blame her? Offset has been doing everything in his power to make her life miserable. He's refusing to finalize the divorce. He's threatening legal action over the baby. He's been harassing her to the point where she fears for her safety. And all of this while she's trying to move on and start fresh with someone new. At some point, you have to fight back. And Cardi's weapon of choice is the truth. One upload. Like she said, that's all it would take to completely shift the narrative and show everyone who the real problem has been this entire time. The truth about Cardi and Offset's messy divorce is still unfolding, and Star Savvy will keep you updated on every development as this drama continues. Don't miss what Cardi exposes next. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss when Cardi drops those receipts.